Modern Mahjong is thrilled to present the replay of our Zoom with Karen Aruba Art. Karen will present on the heritage of Mahjong tiles in Hong Kong, as well as there'll be live demonstrations from her father, Ricky Cheung. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the video. We were live in Florida and in Hong Kong for a wonderful Zoom session. Thank you so much to Karen and George and Joyce and your father for having a wonderful preparation to have this smooth and wonderful presentation. To stay connected and receive our email, we invite you to subscribe to modernmahjong.com. If you're looking to connect with other players, we invite you to join us on our Facebook group, Mahjong Community. Be sure to post the style that you play when you're looking and include the city and state that you're looking for games. If you have any questions about presentation that we do, retreats, events, you could email us at modernmahjong@gmail.com. And with that, I will stop the share, and I'm so excited to introduce Karen Aruba. She is Karen Cheung, and her business is Karen Aruba Art. You will hear about. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. We'll go more. We have more to You will hear a lot about preserve tradition, inspire tomorrow. This is an overall theme you will hear about in our Zoom presentation. We are thrilled and appreciate Karen and her family joining us so late in Hong Kong. You may know her as Karen Aruba, a self-taught illustrator based in Hong Kong, specializing in travel and cultural themes. As a third-generation member of a Mahjong tile-making family, she founded her company, Karen Aruba Art, in 2016. She designs and creates Mahjong sets in the hopes of reviving interest in this aspect of Hong Kong's cultural heritage. In 2018, she pioneered a revolutionary approach to Mahjong artistry through her Mahjong story illustrations. Along with her father, this collaboration blends traditional craftsmanship with contemporary design, breathing new life into the vanishing art of hand-carved tiles. In the 2000s, Karen's grandfather's Mahjong manufacturing company was closed, but Karen and her father worked hard together to keep the spirit of Mahjong craftsmanship staying alive. They preserve hand-carved Mahjong cultural heritage through art and prevent it from fading away. And now Donna is going to talk about her father.
So I really have the pleasure of introducing Karen's father, Master Ricky Cheung, who has over 50 years experience in hand carving Mahjong tiles. He was 13 years old when Master Cheung learned how to hand carve Mahjong tiles from his father, who had a Mahjong factory. There are so few craftsmen left in Hong Kong that Karen persuaded her father to come out of retirement to return to the art of hand-carved Mahjong tiles. Master Cheung says handmade Mahjong tiles is a skill that is almost lost in Hong Kong. Learning the skill takes a very long time. So during this Zoom, you will learn how long it takes for a master to carve a tile by hand. So Karen has told us she wants people to know the stories and meanings behind the hand-carved tiles and the stories of the master craftsmen who have spent their lives engraving and coloring these beautiful tiles. She feels if she does not work hard to tell their stories, they will be lost. Today, we are very happy to welcome Karen and her father, Wan Ying, welcome, to share their work. And we invite you, please stay to the end of the Zoom. You won't regret it. We'll be treated to a live demonstration by Master Cheung of hand carving a tile. So we're going to turn the Zoom over to Karen. We're going to mute our screens, but Dara and I will be monitoring the chat. Please save your questions. You can put them in the chat, but we'll answer them at the end of the presentation. So thank you for joining us. Hello, Karen.
Thank you. Thank you, Dara and Donna, for the introduction. So let me share my screen first. Okay. Can you see that?
It says you started screen sharing, but I think there's just a little bit of a delay.
Yeah. Can you see the screen now?
Not yet. It's still black.
It still takes some time.
Yeah.
Still loading, right?
Unless maybe the screen that you have to open isn't. Okay, now it's there.
There you go.
Okay. So I think there's 10-second delay. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for introducing us. So, well, good morning, everyone. So my name is Karen. Let me introduce myself, and I'm the illustrator from Hong Kong. And my name, my illustrator name is Karen Aruba. Well, I have the background in event management industry because I worked for many years and I love collaborating with the designers, production company to come up with very creative ideas. So first of all, thank you so much to Modern Mahjong for organizing this Zoom call. And thank you for joining us today and give me the opportunity to share with you. So over the next hour, I'm so excited to present the topic Heritage, Arts, and Innovation of Mahjong Tiles in Hong Kong. So sharing some of the creative work contributing to the Mahjong craftsmanship. And we hope that that can keep the Mahjong culture alive. So as introduction, so joining with me is my dad, Cheung Sing Chung, and also along at Ricky so he's a skilled craftsman who will be doing a live demo of Mahjong Tao. Say hello, Daddy. So and also George, my husband and my friend, they are working hard behind the camera today and support me a lot. And also you see that they try to bring the artistic vision into life. So in the next hour, I hope you enjoy the journey into the art history and the tradition of Mahjong. So today there are two parts, as mentioned. The first part will be my sharing, which takes around 25 minutes. Okay, and then that will be followed by the exciting part, that is the Mahjong handcrafting live demo by my dad. So this is really the first time we did online with so many people, and we are very, very happy. I'm very excited, and thank you so much. So if you have any question, feel free to leave in the chat box, and I will try to answer that at the end of the session. Okay, so let's give an introduction. What is Karen Aruba Art? So you may wonder why my illustrator name is Karen Aruba. So actually because the name comes from my maternal grandmother, and she lived in Aruba many years ago, and I spent a year with her on this happy island when I was small kids, and it comes to influence my art and also try to influence my art in the peaceful value, the love, the happiness, everything. So I loved to bring the energy to the people in life. So actually Karen Aruba is an art brand and with a story and boat in the Mahjong craftsmanship in Hong Kong. And my father built a Mahjong factory in Hong Kong during the 1960s. And now my dad is one of the last craftsmen here. And so as a child, I tried to spend the time with my grandmother and my father in the factory. And those memories are still very vivid in my mind. So I believe that is a very fascinating to share all these insights with so many Mahjong enthusiasts and professionals here today. So now actually we are at the Art of Mahjong studio, and guess now is 11 p.m. Hong Kong time, is almost midnight. So we are very excited to show you around. If you have a chance, let me show you around. Can you see that? This is our studio right now. Yes, okay. So actually our studio just renovated, and this is the handcrafting experience zone. So if you got chance come to Hong Kong, please let us know. So my dad and I will be very happy to greet you in person. So talking about our studio and our brand value, the collaboration with my dad, my mission is always to revive the tradition of Mahjong craftsmanship with a modern twist. So we hope to preserve the Mahjong culture, the heritage, and bring it into life, and hope that it can pass it on to the next generation, and they will love it, love the Mahjong culture, and try to find different ways to, in terms of the sustainability. So because of the Mahjong making process, we want to keep it for people to understand that it's a kind of intangible cultural heritage. Okay, so before we move on to share my story and work, maybe let's do a quick polling and let me know more about yourself, okay? So my first question, this would be, what do you associate with the word Mahjong? You can take more than one answer. Shall we start? Let's see. Wow. Game, people, arts and craft, history, values. What are the most common answers?
And if there's something else, oh, am I muted? No. If there's something else that Karen doesn't mention, feel free to put it in the chat and we could discuss that at the end.
Yeah. So far, 91% on a game.
Wow. Yes. For
Yeah.
most people, it should be the game, even in Asian country as well. But history is also people social networking is also very
Yes.
important.
Very interesting. This is a great feature of Zoom. It shows that 90% of the guests already participated. So that probably is pretty much everyone because we didn't do it. So we could
Right. We couldn't.
we
I don't
could
think
end the poll and we could share the results.
Okay, thank you.
So that's very cool. So can you see the results? You see the end?
No, not now. Before we did. So let's see.
Can see the
Sharing.
share the results.
Share results. Yeah.
Wow, a lot of people think it's a
Well,
game.
and a lot of history, a lot of
Yes.
appreciation of the history.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay.
take a screenshot of that one moment. Okay, I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, I need to stop the sharing. Okay, so let's move on to the second question. How long do you think it takes to master the skill of crafting one full set of mahjong tiles? For master Jen, for some professional master, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, or above. To be a professional one, huh? I'm not talking about some experienced workshop. So let's see, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years. So when we talk about to master the skill, the mahjong, each character has to be exactly the same. Otherwise, people will easily find to be cheating, and they have to the shape, the angle, everything has to look very, very similar. And also, the master can craft the tile with that, and also memorize all the stroke. And actually, he doesn't have to make the draft on the tiles. So can you guess?
And you were saying in one of your interviews, you need the tools, and some of the tools are not around, or they're very hard to get anymore,
Yes,
right?
yeah, because there are no more people master to make the tools as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, in my intro, I said Master Cheung had over 50 years experience in carving tiles. So
okay.
let's see.
Most people choose or above.
Or
okay.
above.
So and the answer is, I'm talking about like working time now, 9 hours work, then the answer is 3 years. 3 years. But imagine, you still for the learner, you need to really practice a lot. Okay, you have to be very patient, like studying a university degree. So people think that it's amazing, but actually it's quite boring. You can imagine doing on the same thing 144 times a day. You may need to crop down the same pattern, everything. So that's why the persistence, everything is we respect the craftsmen who are still working until right now. Okay, good. So let me continue with the slide.
There, did you want to share or take a screenshot?
Yes.
Oh, I got. Okay. Oh, I didn't know if we were going to question 3. We'll do it later.
Okay. So let me continue. Thank you so much for the participation, and that's interesting results. So let me share more about the Mahjong crafting. And I'm not sure if you are aware, in Hong Kong, actually in 2014, the Mahjong making process were recognized as the intangible cultural heritage in Hong Kong. And so far until right now in Hong Kong, there are only very few, just around 4 professional mahjong craftsmen remain in Hong Kong, and they use different mahjong making tools to craft the tiles with different patterns, like what you know about the bams, the cracks, the dots, etc. So when we talk about the making process, we are referring to the whole manufacturing process. That is, we make the tile since the beginning from the material, and then this is what my grandfather factory was doing in the old days. So in the next few of slides, I'm going to share with you my childhood memories and how and why it motivated me to what I'm doing right now. So going back, actually, my grandfather set up the factory in 1963, and the name was called Phúc Heng Nông. I don't know whether anybody know Cantonese here. Phúc Heng Nông means giving a second life, okay? And this is exactly what I try my best to do right now. I hope that I can bring the Mahjong culture into life again. So when that period, my grandfather learned crafting. Actually, he learned from a very small business store, and then my father learned crafting from him. And at that moment, in Hong Kong, there are over 100, I think at the peak, there are over 100 laborers crafting the Mahjong tile. And it did support a lot of family during the 1960s to 1990s. So even my whole family, my grandmother, my dad, my uncle, my aunts, we work all together in the factory. And actually, it's 6 days a week. But then the factory unfortunately closed in 2009. I believe that some of you can guess the reason, because of the economic turmoil, because of the cheap labor, cheaper material. We can't compete with China, and Hong Kong changed from industrial industry to the more service industry. So to be honest, it's quite sad to the family, and the people lost a lot of people lost the job. So, but for me, Mahjong was more than a workplace. It's a cultural cornerstone. So when I grew up from the factory, the memory remind me a lot of the importance of preserving this story and the skills. So that's why I asked myself, what can I do to keep the story or save the culture, the skills, or how can I bring out the good and the good values of such game to the next generation? And so let's have an overview of some of the wonderful pictures. These are the only few pictures I still kept until now. And you see that this is actually this is the Mahjong tiles we shipped from Germany in the past, and it's much bigger. So because the Mahjong tile were played in the restaurant, in the parlor, and actually I was told these tiles were imported from Germany at that period. Of course, there are some fake materials in the market later on, but mainly at that moment we are very lucky. We shipped the good materials from Germany, and we with very good quality of chemical components. And actually, this was my dad crafting when he was very young. And this gentleman now is over 90 years old. And yeah, he is the first chairman of the Mahjong Association during the 1990s. So you see the industry was booming during that period. Okay, so and then next image I want to show you. Now the factory was first set up in Kowloon City, and then it moved on to Kowloon Bay during the 1990s. And today we are right here. Okay, today we are in the Art Studio Center located in Shaki May. So it reveals the rebirth of this legacy through my husband and through my father's help and effort. And so this modern space really represents the bridge between the past and the present, and where the traditional Mahjong craftsmanship meets the contemporary art. So this is exactly how it looks like in our studio right now. Okay. So and also I want to thank you, my dad and my husband also. They also, and a lot of people support our work all these days, because the transition from the factory to the new studio is never easy. And to be honest, we really built everything from zero again, because when the factory closed, there was nothing left. But now it symbolized the ongoing efforts, the persistence that we have to keep the traditional craft alive and the values for the next generation. So for the next two slides, I'm happy to share with you some of my drawing. And this, I love to draw a lot. And you know why? Because when my factory closed when my father closed the factory, unfortunately, I realized that there are not too many things left for memories. There was no photos, no machine left, no making tools, and it was very difficult for me to keep the story alive. So I think that using illustration is one of the important way that we can keep all the memories. So that's why in the last 5 to 6 years, I try to draw my dad, and this is my grandmother and my aunt. I try to draw their posture to capture the posture of crafting and painting the Mahjong tiles. And I even also draw the wall plan of one of the factory. So let me show you how the factory looks like. And well, this is the painting table. Okay, so a lot of people love to paint on the table using the tools. And this is the crafting. There are around 4 uncles, as I remember. They used to craft the mahjong tiles. And this is what the polishing department. What I mean is polishing, because I mentioned that we bought the material from Germany, and my uncle has to chop it into pieces. And during the old period, he really used his hand to polish the tiles. And so this is another room for doing this the staff. And during the 1990s, we got some machine to support, luckily. And then we start to have the machine to support the manufacturing work. And this is the accountant's room, okay, doing some calculation, etc. And the whole family actually we are live very happily there, with the lunchtime, the dinner time together, with the neighbors together. Okay, so if you are really interested in learning more about the Mahjong factory industry in Hong Kong, and also the history, our family story, feel free to visit my website. I wrote a lot of articles. I also try to spend some time interview my grandmother, my father. So we try to capture the memories and experiences, ensuring the legacy of the factory will not be forgotten. So please feel free to visit our website later on, so you'll find some interesting story. Okay, so before I move on to the next part, maybe we have one more polling question. And the question we would like to ask is, which aspects of Mahjong interest you the most? You can take more than one now. The answer can be strategy, cultural significance, history value, social interaction, or artistic design. Let's see if there is any change of answer from the second question.
Wow, it's close. The results are very close.
I see some answers, numbers are rising. Very close answer. Yeah. Okay, so you see that,
Wow.
three answers are 70%. Strategy, social interaction, and artistic design. So that's a very interesting result. Thanks for the participation. Okay. All right, so let's move on to the next slide. So I'm going to share with you some creative work, how we document the history of Mahjong making tiles, and how we preserve the Mahjong craftsmanship. So there are several directions we work very hard in the last 5 years. And now share with you in different interesting angle and try to build the atmosphere of the rich art sense. First of all, I think during the pandemic situation, like most of you start learn playing mahjong tiles, okay, mahjong games, and at the same time in Hong Kong, in fact, we try to do a lot more educational work on teaching people the history, the cultural value, etc. I'm sure that you may be aware, actually in Chinese community, Mahjong somehow was very often associated with the gambling image. Doing a positive education is never an easy job for us, because people always, when they think about Mahjong, they will think about gambling. So in the last few years, we really worked very hard. And during the workshop, during the study tour, to visit people, presentation. And now we are very lucky that we start to gain even recognition from the education center. And now we got invitation from the university school, the secondary school, and also we are very happy, excited that last year there are also a group of teachers from the Singaporean educational authority. They really visit Hong Kong, and they come to visit our studio to learn how we do our work to preserve the culture. So these are the work we really appreciate. People start recognizing our work. Thank you for our work for doing. So and I'm also very excited to share with you all. We are going to introduce the handcrafting Mahjong experience workshop next year. So we hope to be a professional one because we really want to do the a very special cultural and heritage. Okay. Apart from the workshop, we also try to do some exhibition and using some different angles to document the beauty of the Mahjong craft. Today we are also very excited to let you know that actually by the end of this month, we are going to have another exhibition in Malaysia, the Beyond Borders of Mahjong exhibition. And we try to collaborate with a photographer, and he used the micro lens to capture the beauty and essence of handcraft strokes through the details of Master Cheung, and hope that you can feel the force and the depth of the crafting. So when this for this exhibition, we try to put a great force on the design, the calligraphy, and the working efforts on the craftsmen. But today, maybe a lot of people may not be aware of this kind of stuff. So, and in Hong Kong, I also collaborate with the Hong Kong Mahjong Association. And actually, this was formed by the university student in Hong Kong. So I use some creative illustration, and then they organize the tournaments, the exhibition, and to show the vibrancy and the essence of Mahjong. And also, if you are aware, this year in April, I also went to New York because I have a wall art there in one of the studio in New York City. So it's a labor of the love and serve as a vibrant tribute to the global Mahjong community. And you see that I try to draw the skyline of Europe, Tokyo, Taiwan, Hong Kong, US, and which means that it stands for a celebration of the culture tapestry woven by the Mahjong. And there are a few more slides I would like to share our creative work recently. And this is the London Craft Week. And that is 2 years ago. And we are very lucky to be invited by one of the charity organization, Craft and Pills. And we did a UK theme design. And we got to be exhibited in the London Craft Week. And right now, if you got a chance to visit Europe, you may visit the Real Museum in the Netherlands because starting today, actually until 2025, our Mahjong Wonderlust Hong Kong design is now in exhibition in Rotterdam, and then they will move to Amsterdam until 2026. Okay, so I will show you one more slide. Actually, you are all very lucky today because I didn't publish my official, the Mahjong Wonderlust the UK at the US stream. This is one of the latest design and try to blend the traditional Mahjong with the modern American culture. Actually, it was my visit with my husband to New York in April. And then we took some inspiring photos that try to influence the design. We try to capture the spirit of USA. And if you'd like to know more information, feel free to contact us later on. So, and also today, I'm also very excited to share with you a very big achievement.
Wow.
A very achievement. By the end of 2024, we will reach a significant, very milestone in completing our intangible cultural project. That is a 3-year dedicated work and plan for the upcoming, and we are going to launch the Hong Kong first handcraft Mahjong guidebook, a very comprehensive 64 pages, beautifully illustrated to show the craft. So although it's a Chinese version, it's free for public. So you are feel free to read the illustration until the process. So I hope that all these you will also be able to find a good partner to publish the English version later on. So, and also apart from the book, we are also very exciting to share with you the 15 videos that we are going to launch that includes the English subtitle. And if you ask me why I want to do this, although it's a very challenging job because during the process, when I learned crafting from my dad, I encountered a lot of questions actually, because of the limited resources, we lack the systematic learning approach, and I realized that we should make records of all these to make a systematic syllabus for learning. So these are all the free resources. You are very welcome to visit my websites later on. And credit to the support of Hong Kong ICH department who sponsors us to preserve the Mahjong craftsmanship. So this result, this achievement is actually the result of 3 years work. We did a lot of research, study, content, recording, and writing a lot of article before it really come to the execution. So we really worked very hard with my dad and my husband's support to make it into come into life. All right, so we hope that through this project we can preserve the Hong Kong unique Mahjong culture. We are realizing the future generation, making as a future step to learn crafting at real time. So I hope that in 2025, next year, we can really show a full experience of handcrafting Mahjong in our studio. And welcome to Hong Kong and our studio. And I'm very happy and excited to show you around when we are really come to Hong Kong. Okay, so now I think many of you are very excited and eager to join our next session. That is handcrafting live demo by my dad, Master Ricky Cheung. So let me stop sharing my screen, and I will try to say to have a quick chit chat with my dad. So, hello, Dad. Actually, he's just sitting next to me, but we'll try to unmute each other to avoid some echo sound. All right. So the first question, let me chit chat with my dad. And the first question I would like to ask my dad is how old did he start learn craft mahjong, and how did he learn it? That you can try to answer.
好，我係好細個已經喺工廠嗰度睇人哋整麻雀噶啦。見唔見到師傅？見唔到。Yes，我就係13歲嗰陣時開始學手挑麻雀嘅，跟住嗰啲員工玩下咁學識咗啦。
So what my dad meaning is he learned crafting at the age of 13, and actually he was studying that period. Okay, he was just like a boy as a game, and then he didn't take it seriously. But after some time, he craft it day by day while he was studying in secondary school, and then he tried to overcome and then master the skill and become the master today. All right, let me ask him the second question. I think most of you would like to ask you this question. Which pattern do you love most in crafting the mahjong, and why?
我最中意挑呢個雀仔，呢個 sparrow，因為一個線條好靚，又有美感。
So my dad saying he loved crafting sparrow because sparrow, you show the beauty of the craft, of the curved line. And actually, if you notice, he loved to craft the sparrow. Our sparrow is a fat bird. If you notice, there are different patterns. And our signature is a fat bird, and it's very cute and lovely. So last question I want to ask my dad as well. What do you think after 10 to 20 years, people really appreciate your craftsmanship and your efforts? And how do you feel like people love your work nowadays?
好開心停咗咁耐，又翻出嚟手挑麻雀，就有呢個機會，有呢個新挑戰，係有呢個嘗試，係非常開心。
So my dad actually saying he's very excited how ten years. So now I invite him
Oh, Karen, could you do me a favor? Could you repeat that? Because you
Yeah,
froze for
froze
just
a
a
little.
minute. If you could repeat
the
that
nice.
answer.
Okay. Okay, so sorry, the internet is a bit unstable. So actually, my dad say he's very happy, appreciate so many people love his work right now, and he feel very lucky and blessed to be invited because his skills was not being using for more than 10 years, and now I keep him very busy right now. And then, but he's got a lot of challenging work. He's really a very good dad. As you see that now is how long it's 11:40 p.m. in Hong Kong, but he's still very happy, excited to share all the things with you today. So let's give some pause to him. Thank you so much. All right, so now I think let's move on to the live demo of crafting. So okay, so before I start, all right, let's share the screen.
The screen shows up on our end.
Yep.
We see the tabletop and we see the green border.
Anyway, okay, so now my dad is trying to show you the different tools he used to do it every day right now. Okay, so first of all, he will try to show you the drill to make the circle, and this is the most easiest one. If you join our workshop, a lot of people love this one. So this is what like a balance scale. You see that actually is heavy on top and lighter at bottom with the drill bit at the bottom. So let's show you some drill bits. For the drill bits, actually we have three types: the small, medium, and large one. Okay, the small and medium drill bits have 5 teeth, and the large drill they have the 7 teeth. Okay, so let's invite Master John to really drill the circle, the dots. Okay, so Master John now try to do demonstration of drilling number 3. He will drill on the colored area because it's easier for you to recognize. But of course, when playing for the wheel set, it should be on the front side, okay, the right side. So now he will start drawing the tile. You see that Master usually sit relatively strict with both feet flat on the ground, okay, and his eyes are looking at the position of the Mahjong tiles. And you see that he first hold the circle hand drill with his right hand, and the left hand, he tried to hold the Mahjong tile as a specific position. Okay? So actually you can feel that it's like playing a basketball. Like playing a basketball with a yo-yo up and down, up and down. And the movement has to be very fast. I'm not sure if you can hear the sound, something like that. I can hear that, and it has to be more fast sound, yes. And then he has to hold the tile very firmly with the left hand side, and then the circle will start coming out. Okay. The difficulty is he has to avoid forward, backward. He have to maintain the balance. Otherwise, you see when they're coming the circle, and it will become uneven. Okay, because it's very important to make the circle. Now you can see that he can almost make exactly the same distance, and that is the skills. For us, it's difficult because even if 1 millimeter difference, people can find the difference. Okay, so but Martha here already very familiar with the skill set to make the circle number 3. So he will repeat few times until the circle is coming out. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Maybe we try to make the bamboo bams. Okay, so for the bams, Master will use the another scissors. It's look like a one long and one short leg scissors. We call it bamboo compass. Sorry, we call it compass. Yes, correct. Getting correct spacing is really very difficult. So master now will try to make the this is the compass. I'm talking about one leg, and the one is long leg, the other one is short leg. He for this he want to make the straight stroke like the white dragon and also the bambs. Okay, now let's invite master to do the bamboo fold. All right, so he will measure the distance, and then again he will craft on the colors area for you to easily recognize it. He will make the double lines, and you see that he will use the second tiles to measure the distance, and you see that this one is not very difficult. Okay, so as long as you can hold the compass, then you can make two strokes. Can you see that a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So you see the very clear. You can see the 4 double lines. All right. After that, he will start using the light to seal the beginning and the end of the double parallel lines with a semicircle to craft the shape of the bumps. All right. You see, you look like very easy, but actually it's not, because the materials is really very hard. But he moved to treat the mahjong very smoothly. You see that. And he for making one mahjong tile, one full set, he seldom make mistake. There's no wastage when he make the mahjong tile. So this is very important. If you craft a one tile, you waste one mahjong, right? So but he can make very precise mahjong. So he will try to rotate the mahjong tile clockwise, and the hands has to be very steady, okay, to achieve a very smooth flow. Wow, you see that he really craft very fast. But for me, actually, I tell you, I spent 6 months to learn crafting one stroke, because you need to control the force, the angle. You can't use just push too much force. The tiles we are using is Japanese acrylic, and for Japanese acrylic, I would say that it's the one of the best material, but also is one of the hardest material, because different material they have different outcome. Because some of the tiles, if the material is not good, it's easy for you to craft it, but the stroke, I don't know, I'm not sure if you can see, the stroke are fragile. It's not solid lines. So even like people ask, oh, whether they can craft on the wood, the density have been very high. Otherwise, the wood has also been a bit, the last stroke has been fragile. So how many years has he been doing this? I see some question. He has been doing at the age of 13. Okay, now it's almost, I think for crafting it's around 30 to 40 years. But when we talk about he work in the this industry, that's 50 years. Okay, so you see that master craft almost finished. Okay, it's
Wow.
done with bamboo fold. Yeah, it's quick. All right, we will use one more the compass to make circle one. So circle one, we are using the same compass to make this circle. And then actually there are 4 inner circle. 4 inner circle, and wow, this is a very beautiful circle. He has to control the distance of each inner circle as well. So you can now start drawing the circle one. And this one again, like what he do, he's just hold the compass, and then he will turn around with the circle one with his right hand and follow through to scrape out the lines. Okay, so now he start to measure the distance of the circle. Again, you see that he's using the left hand to treat the circle in clockwise position. Now one circle is done. This one is also not too difficult. If you join our workshop next year, I hope you got the chance to experience that. But why people say it's difficult to do heritage job, because there are no master make the tools nowadays. Okay, I spend so much long time. I try to find some master because of the quantity we can do, the charge will be very high, and we spend almost 2 to 3 years. You see that I try to make 6 to 7 jewels, and now I'm making the compass. I try to find some craftsmen in Malaysia. We are so very lucky. I'm waiting for the sample. I'm so excited to wait for the sample. I hope that I can really make more tools for people to enjoy in the class. Oh, I see a question. Does Master Ricky wear special eyeglasses? Not special, but he really have to wear free glasses because yes, you mentioned that is true. For the elderly, actually, it's difficult to look at the tiles, especially, and you can imagine he have to craft on the white side every day, very short distance. Actually, it's quite tired for his eyes. So that's why he has to take some time after maybe 20 minutes. He had to take some rest, or he will do some coloring work, drawing, crafting. He take turns. So when he look at the short distance and the middle level distance, he has another glasses. Yeah. Okay, now you see that. Yeah, it's almost done. He's using the craft to make the stroke between two inner circle.
I love how
Again,
you say some of these are easy, easier. All of us are not. None of this looks easy to any of us, except for maybe easy, but except for maybe Tony could relate. But
it's not easy.
Difficult is because of the material. Now we are also trying to work some good material, hoping people can learn faster. And I hope I can bring you some good news next year. We are working on right now. I can share with you. We are really working on it. So and also the knife it has to be using a flat angle, okay, flat knife, and to do that. Now it's almost done. Okay, well done. All right, good. Let's move on to the last part. And I think many of you are very eager to look at the characters. Okay, let's see the 1-3. I choose this one is because it has more horizontal lines for you to see, to observe. Okay, for character 1-3 actually means 30,000 in our numbers. Okay, so now he will start crafting. Actually, he start from the opposite angle. Okay, from the left hand side towards the right hand side of the stroke, and he tried to craft out very clear, solid lines. As you see, he already crafted number 3 here. Okay, so what he do is he will try to raise the light tip away from his body, as you can observe from his posture, and the light tip will close to his body, should be on the Mahjong tile for crafting. In this way, he can control the depth and the fineness of the line. Okay, so it requires him to apply the right hand fingers to apply on the force and crafting out a shadow trace, repeating several times until the desired depth is reached. So now you almost see that try to require a consistent body posture. He always look like this, okay, sitting in this angle. So you see that actually his right thumb, index finger, and middle finger will try to hold a position about 3 centimeters or more from the knife edge, like holding a pen, and gripping the crafting knife tightly. That will ensure the proper force, okay, during the crafting process. Okay, he really craft very fast actually.
I was gonna say he does it so quickly. It's amazing.
Yes, and he memorized all the stroke. He can make exactly the same. Yeah, that is very difficult. If you imagine, even you do a signature I never signed everything the same each time. So, but that is what we respect a lot of master because of their persistence in doing the same thing for the whole of this life. Yeah. So you see that master maintain the force, okay, the focus during the long hour of work, repeating crafting the characters. Oh, that's almost done. You need to the shape. Yes. Okay. Well done.
Amazing.
Very good. Yeah, very beautiful one. It's almost exactly the same. All
So,
right.
Karen,
Let's yes.
question for
Any
you.
question?
When
Yes.
people are training and they're being apprentices, are there certain tiles that is there like kind of like a ranking where low what we've heard that initial
Okay.
certain tiles are done, but then maybe the master craftsman will do the one bam and the more difficult tiles?
Drawing is the easiest one. Yeah, learn drawing and also the BAMs with the compass. And if you ask me about the characters, the crafting, the one stroke, that is what he is showing. The number 3, the horizontal stroke is what we have to learn first. Okay, because you need to get used to the force. If you can't stroke on one horizontal line, it's even more difficult to craft on the curved lines. So master always keep telling me that you need to learn at least 3 months to 6 months to learn one stroke. This is very, very important with the reason because you really learn to how to control the force to get a sense how to make the stroke. Yeah. Okay, let's try one more, the last one, sparrow. I think most of you love sparrow, the lovely cute bird. Okay, so this is the one I love most. And if you come to our workshop, you will be given this kind of sparrow, and then now you see more curved line. Okay, so master will try to treat the angle to do the shape of the tiles. Yeah, now you can start seeing. I saw a question asked me how when I do illustration for Mahjong tile, do I have to consider how hard it will be? Of course, I love my dad. Okay, I need to protect him. Okay, so I try to give him more chance to do traditional Mahjong pattern. Okay, so for some creative pattern, I would normally I would discuss to him is he feel comfortable to do that. Most likely he will answer is yes, he love to do it. But of course, I don't want to give him too much workload. So I will try to help him a little bit as well. I will sometimes draw the lines on the stroke to make him feel much easier to craft on the tiles. Well, you see that now almost half of the bird coming out. Yes, you see the outcome is not as sharp because of the timing. If we want to be very sharp one, he need to repeat few more times to keep the depth of the stroke. But now because of the limited time, we cannot show you. But he hit carve few more times, you can see the shape will be like the outcome on the left hand side of the screen. Yeah. Okay, I see a question asking Master Wiki mentoring the upcoming crafter. So this is a very challenging question. I will share with you the answer before. When I learned crafting, I found that it's very difficult to teach people because if you in the old days, people master will sit behind next to you to teach you, but nowadays people find very busy. They won't spend 9 hours a day to sit next to master, so it's very difficult. So that's why my first step, I finished the illustration guidebook and also the videos. That is my wish. I hope that when people learn crafting, when they go home, they get chance to practice. Okay, in that way, that is a very important, because in nowadays we need to find a quicker way for people to learn craftsmanship. So myself and my husband also, we have got few more friends as well. They also learn crafting their tiles. And as I mentioned, next year we also have the workshop. So I hope that with the materials, with the tools that we bring all together next year, that that we'll have more people will and really can make some successful outcome of crafting.
Wow, look at that.
Okay.
So Master Ricky has to be careful too if he's going over the same lines to do it a few times.
Yes.
You have to be very careful.
Yes. The function. Yes. You see that he memorized, because every time if we have the demonstration, he cropped the bird, the sparrow, so he memorized the stroke. Thank you. I saw some people type Cantonese. Beautiful. Okay, so let's move on very quickly, because I don't want to keep running out of time too much. And let's do the last coloring. The coloring, I think most of you love it, because it's not too difficult to master the skill. For the coloring, we will choose the 3 very typical colors: the blue, red, and green. Okay, so so what he have to do is he will try to fill all the lines and then scrape off the excess paint. Okay, so he will start with a small amount of the paint into the already cropped pattern, and he has to fill the whole cropped pattern. Okay, because later on he will use the blade to scrape off the excess paint. Yeah. So I think some of you asked how many tiles master make. Normally, right now, when he was young, he can make 3 full sets a day.
Wow.
But now it's too difficult for him because of the eyes and also because of the arm force. It takes around 1 or 2 weeks to make 1 full set, and he needs to take some rest before he can moving on. Yeah. But that is good for him. I wish that he really enjoy his retirement life, but not like in the old day working like 24 hours a day. So and I hope that he really enjoy the challenging work I give him every day right now. Yeah. So you
Karen,
see that
there's a question: what type of paint is used?
acrylic paint. Right now we use the acrylic paint. It's easy to get dry, but in traditional one we use some what those like the wall paint in found in Hong Kong, but it takes more than 3 or 4 hours to get dried. Yeah,
And what type
especially
of brush?
the brush. In the old days we use some brush like the writing the Chinese calligraphy, but for this one actually it can be just like the in the old days we use something like this writing the Chinese calligraphy, but right now we just use some. You can use just like watercolor brush. It's very easy to find it in America as well, and you
from
can find
experience,
some.
I tried this and mine did not come out.
I was gonna say.
Really makes you appreciate. I know that
Yeah.
no one's going to be able to see mine, but I was fortunate to go to your New York event, and I appreciated the artwork before, but after trying it myself, I really appreciate the skill that it requires.
Yeah. Okay. So it's almost done on the sparrow. So normally it will take around 15 minutes to get dry. And because of the timing, of course, we prepare something already paint on it, and we will do on the flower instead of sparrow. Let's show on the camera and move the sparrow with the flower on the camera. This is something we already beautiful flower paint with the colors, and master will try to remove the excess paint with the spray.
Thank you for
to swipe
preparing
off.
that. It's like on
Yeah.
TV when they show
Very beautiful. I love
oven,
the flowers.
the magic oven that
Yes.
opens and the food is already made. So we
Yeah.
appreciate all the preparation for this.
Oh, somebody asked me what's my favorite tile. Some people like green dragon. Yes, because green dragon also have a very beautiful stroke. And for me, I love flower, sparrow, and also the worm. It's because it's very complicated stroke, and it's very difficult to craft exactly the same. And I think it's the most challenging one. Oh, someone say they use the Swiss Army knife to scrape the excess. Okay, maybe a good try. Okay.
So Master Ricky doesn't rub it on a cloth or anything. He uses the tools.
Yes.
I'll have to try that.
Yeah. It's
Because I
almost
rub
done.
off all the
Beautiful.
paint.
Beautiful.
So you can find some acrylic paint which much easier for you to manage compared with some very traditional paints. Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
Okay, so I think it's almost done with the demonstration part, and I have 3 more slides. And okay, so let's share my screen again.
Please thank Master Ricky for us, and we're all clapping.
That
So
was
tell him.
wonderful. Thank you. And Tony chimed in that he uses enamel paint when he does it.
I'm sure he loved actually he didn't doesn't have a lot of chance to join Zoom call, and he's very happy this is the one of the very special chance to join. Okay, so if you love to eager to know a bit more about our story, welcome to go to our social media. We are very lucky to be invited by one of the RTHK 32P TV program. We just finished the interview with the Consulate General of Malaysia in Hong Kong, and it's broadcast, and you can go to our social media to find the video. And also, I can also invite you to watch the CNA, the Singapore TV. They did a very amazing documentary recording of the work that we do. Okay, so if you are interested to know more about our interesting work, you feel free to visit our web Etsy store or collection site. We have a lot of interesting design and a lot of nice gift, etc. So welcome to pay a visit if you like it, and go to our website. And I'm very happy to share with you a lot of articles I wrote and share with you a lot of interviews work about how we preserve the Mahjong craftsmanship. Okay, so I will stop sharing here.
Can we go through and just go through the chat from the beginning and just catch you up with some questions?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
So we have people
Yes.
joining from all over. In the very beginning, we had a question of what material. Let me see when we get there. I think it
And
was.
I want to say, everybody, please stay on towards the end because we're going to try and do screenshots. We want to see everybody who's on the call and take some photos. If you don't want to be in a photo, you can mute your video. But we hope you join.
Tony was saying he uses a dental drill, that it's easier. A lot of people were talking about how they collect sets. There was a question, what materials in the very beginning were you importing from Germany? Was it casein or phenolic?
I think George answered that one.
I think Karen might be oh wait, we have to unmute.
Oh, you come back. Can you say again? Because
what material were you importing from Germany? In the very beginning of the presentation, you talked about importing materials from Germany.
It's still plastic.
Plastic. That's what George said.
In Germany, they were quite famous in plastic material. Yeah, in the old days. Yeah.
And then people were asking if they are going to be in Hong Kong, but not during the time of your presentation. Are there other ways to see your sets and information?
So actually, they can visit our studio. We welcome people to visit that. Do you mean they come to Hong Kong, right?
Somebody I'm looking for where it was, but somebody is going to be in Hong Kong and they were hoping to see your things, but they won't be there during your presentation.
Yes. Actually, there are a different TV interviews. They can go to my website, and we have very amazing TV interviews. I just mentioned the RTHK and also the CNA interviews. I share a lot of the presentation, exhibition, the work I just do right now. And also, if they got chance to visit Hong Kong, of course, our studio. Our studio located in Kowloon. Yeah, in Sheki Mei, in one of the arts center. This building is called Jockey Cup Creative Arts Center, and there's a lot of artists working here. I think I'm one of the latest artists working here right now. Most of you have already left, and most of the artists are also teachers, and they come here after work to do their amazing job as well. So our studio also open on Saturday mainly. For weekday, you can let me know, and then I'll make sure that I will be there to show you around the tour around in the studio. Yeah.
Well, we
So
had a
Ken
lot.
had a question. I just want to say, were tiles back in the 60s thicker than they are now?
Pardon?
Were the tiles in the 1960s thicker than they are now? I don't.
What are the tiles were back on the 60s thicker? Do you mean the tiles are big thicker?
Thicker, yes.
Yeah, yes, because the tiles we use is for the pylons for the restaurant, so it's thicker size. But
Yeah.
for people paying at home, you know why it is thicker? Because they can't cheat. Even if you hold the tiles,
Right.
if you big enough, you cannot cheat it. Okay, change another one. So they're most of them are professional players. But for people playing at home, especially ladies, we love small tiles. And also for the Taiwan's players, they play very small one. It's easy for them because they have 16 tiles for the Taiwan. So the tiles are much smaller.
So before we take the picture, we just really want to express our appreciation. Donna and I were thrilled with this worked out. We were able to do this live Zoom, and your planning between you and George and your father and your friend George, it really came off so effortless and smooth. If you want to get more information about upcoming events, you could go to modernmahjong.com. We send out a newsletter by email. You could join our Facebook group and send us an email. If you are looking to learn to play by National Mahjong League rules, you joined us just because you love Mahjong, but you want to learn. We are teaching a virtual series starting tomorrow night. You could still register. And Donna, I'll give you.
So the reviews are in. So Dara and I find that people learn visually. They learn Mahjong visually. So we try to do a lot of graphics and some charts. So we wrote our visual companion guide for American Mahjong. It is available on Amazon. It's also available. It's in print and it's also available in on Kindle, which we had a lot of requests for. So the book reflects the rule changes by the National Mahjong League that were made in the recent Mahjong Made Easy 2024 edition. And also Dara wrote a book on canasta. So if you want to learn canasta, there's a book also available on Amazon called Modern American Canasta, the complete guide on mahjong.com. And we just want to thank everybody. I mean, really, this has been 5 years of hard work and coming up with ideas and products and events and Zooms. We just hit 50,000 people on our Facebook group. So that, again, is thanks to all of you. So please visit our website, modernmahjong.com, and look at our Mahjong and Canasta gifts and accessories. And
we are finally at 50,000 members. I mean, I remember we were at lunch, we had 300 and we were so excited. So you are hearing it first, or if you're on our Facebook group, you're hearing it. We are going to have a giveaway for 50,000 members. So here are the rules. We're going to post this at noon, but how you could enter to win. And with that said, I'm going to stop my screen. And everybody, Karen, is there a way that your father and George, oh, good, he's back on screen. Okay,
yeah, Master Ricky's
you read my mind. I'm going to take a screenshot on the count of 3.
What about George? George is not.
Yeah, we need George to stand with Karen.
George on camera. There's George. Karen's
1, 2, 3.
Sure, we can. Yes, George is my husband. Say hello.
One more. 1, 2, 3.
He visited New York this year as well. Yeah.
So, Dara, you got the first page, or are you going to get the second page?
I think the next page is. Oh yeah, wait, hold on.
Oh yeah, there's Ken W who asked the question.
Jeez, I'm going to do it a bunch of times just in case. Okay, so I think most of the people, I'll try to merge the pictures together. Most of the people turned off their video if they didn't want to be on screen. So with that,
just Karen, just someone said, how do we know what set is yours? That was the last question.
What set is mine?
Yeah, I mean, go to your website, I think would be the best answer, right?
Yes, go to my website. There are Etsy online store link or my collection page, and there will find different design there. Yeah, just go to my website.
You can also find Karen on Etsy. So this is, I bought this actually during
raise it up a little higher, Don.
During the pandemic. So you can buy her tiles on Etsy too.
So, can Ricky turn on the screen so we can take a nice picture together?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Master Ricky, we need to see you. Tell him he has a whole new audience of people.
I think okay, now turn on. Yes.
There he is.
He's coming
He's
back.
hiding. And George, come on, George.
We need
George.
George back.
Oh,
Terrific.
there's George.
Thank you. So thank you all for spending your Saturday morning with us or your Saturday night with us. It is almost midnight, or is it midnight your time?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Midnight,
So happy
12:15.
Sunday to you. And thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank
Have
you
a
for
good
joining
day.
us. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you to everyone who joined us for this fabulous presentation. Special thanks to Karen Cheung, her husband George, and her father Ricky for a wonderful preparation and presentation. We invite you to check out our website, modernmahjong.com. We are two friends that have a women-owned small business with a curated collection of Mahjong and canasta gifts and accessories. If you're looking to learn to play by National Mahjong League rules, we invite you to check out our visual companion guide for American Mahjong, available on Amazon in both paperback and Kindle format. If you're looking to learn to play canasta, check out Modern American Canasta, the complete guide. We invite you to stay connected, to learn more about events and rules and strategies and all the things that are going on. Stay connected by liking, commenting, saving, and sharing this video, as well as our Facebook and Instagram accounts. Peace, love, Mahjong, Dara and Donna.